This is probably the scariest thing that I've ever done. I've done quite a few things this year that I didn't think that were going to be possible. But this one's probably the hardest. But I am taking a stand for you. For those of you who don't know me, I am Courtney. I own a lash studio in Naples, Florida, and last year I decided that I was going to branch out of my life coaching division. I do a little bit of life coaching and branch out of more of the business and go into more business coaching. I knew I know what entrepreneurs struggle with. I know the crazy highs. I know the insane lows. I know what it's like to have your first sale. I know how it is to grow a full book of clients. I know how to turn your mom and pop, your $40,000 a year into $100,000 like that. But here's what I'm struggling with. You are at the place in your life right now because you don't see the value in you. I don't mean just monetarily. I don't mean just business. Something that people forget in life is that the balance of business and personal needs to really lay heavily on personal. And I know that you don't believe you deserve any better than life you have now because you overwork, you overstress, you punish yourself for not doing the things that you wanted to do perfectly. You struggle every day trying to make sure that you are everything to everyone. And you have to prove that the choices you make that are unpopular, you just have to prove why you did it. And that you made the right choice. I know this because I was you. Hell, some days I still am you. Today, this minute, while I'm talking about this, I still feel like I'm you. But what if I told you it doesn't matter? None of those matter. You, the success you have, the failures you have, the massive amounts of money you lost on that deal, the late bills that you've been paying, all of that is a product of the way that you see yourself. I know that if I don't have enough money that month and I feel overwhelmed and stressed out and I'm not sleeping, it's because I don't value myself enough to take care of myself. For those of you who just met me, I love you. But I want to tell you something about me that I don't ever talk about. Not ever talk about in public. When I grew up, I was Mormon. And for years, I hid that I had left. And instead, I got really defensive because we were taught. Now, I want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not angry. I didn't leave to go party. I didn't do this because of some craziness. Like, that's it. I knew that it wasn't right for me. For years, I hid it. I couldn't admit to myself that the choices that I made, were right for me. Because I was going to disappoint someone else. I had been taught that if you left, you no longer were a light. And I like being a light. I like being something people can look up to. I was taught that if you have tattoos, if you drink, if you don't go to church and stuff like that, that equals that inside of the religion, it's not wonderful. And saying things like that out loud would mean I would lose everything, possibly. And so that was the scariest thing that I had ever done. I didn't leave for any other reason but because I knew that what I was doing, my own spiritual journey, didn't lay inside of that religion. And it was really hard for me because I would hear little things. And how this goes into business, promise I'll get there. But it took me years to gain the spine and the strength to be okay, to be happy for those that found happiness in that. For me to find what I did believe. Because if I'm not going to believe one thing, I better be pretty sure that I do believe the other or something. But the biggest thing that it taught me was that the hardest thing that I had to do in life was stick up for myself. When I knew that a choice was right, when I knew that a choice was good for me and good for the life that I wanted, I couldn't just let it lay. I couldn't not do it because I was going to offend someone. I couldn't not do it because somebody told me that a checklist of things was going to make me a better human. I already know what that is. And no one else gets to tell other people that they are or not good or good people. You know if you're a good person, just as I did. But I allowed myself to not step into what I knew was correct and what I knew was right. And the pathway that I believed was going to make me the biggest impact and peace that I needed. Because I was afraid of offending someone else. I was afraid of losing my entire life. So for years I hid it. Ashamed that I couldn't stand up for me. Ashamed that I had to dive into work to feel appreciated again and loved. And I wanted to make sure that I built my life around something that I could help people understand that if the decisions they make had reason, purpose, and feeling, that they knew in their soul, like their soul was on fire for something different, but it was literally going to obliterate the life that they knew they had right now. That I would stand for them. Just like I'm standing for you. I know you're there. I know you're watching. And I know you're struggling because you want to be something totally different. And you're stopping yourself from doing it because you're afraid of the chaos it'll create. Well, I'm here to tell you that I didn't die. People don't love me less. And if they do, they don't understand me. They don't get it. And they're not good. It's not healthy to base your divine calling, your life purpose, around someone who isn't called for that. Nobody can tell you what is right for your own life. There isn't a bone cell molecule in my body that feels better than when I talk about the significance I felt the moment I decided to live the life that I knew in every fiber of my being was right. And when that moment happened, I stopped being defensive. I stopped trying to make people see my point. I just lived the life that I knew I was created for. I could have lost everything. And in some regards, I lost a lot. But what I got was incredible. I now don't allow for my life to be altered by distractions. It is amazing to wake up every day and know that every single day I am doing something that I was designed for. Have you ever felt that? Have you ever woken up thinking, holy crap, this is the best day of my life, even if you're tired? Someone asked me today, one of my very good friends asked me, how do you do it? Like, how do you just keep going? How do you just... And I literally think I said, oh God, I don't know. And I really thought about it as I got ready for this live. And I thought, the reason that I can keep going longer than I believe that I can is because I'm not living my life for someone else. My life is my own. I'm taking a stand for you because I want you to understand you are squashing the best part of you because you're fearful that someone else, maybe a lot of someone else's, won't understand. What if you're missing out? What if the people that you are supposed to be touching need you? But you're too afraid to step into what you're supposed to do because of someone else? And I get it. It took me years to get here. Years. I mean, a lot of years. What I want for you is for you to feel the fire of you stepping into what you were designed for. I know you're struggling. You might be struggling every day. You might think every day, I'm going to do it today. No, I'm going to do it tomorrow. You don't like to cause ruffles, and you don't like to make people feel uncomfortable. I get that. Why do you think it took me years? But what I want for you is to understand that you deserve more. So when I decided to be a business coach, I spend a lot of time in this arena because we can build you money. That's fine. It's wonderful, actually. It's great. You can't change the world broke. Money is wonderful. But what I want for you is to stop hiding. Stop pretending. And just be you. Stop making choices that you have to defend and just live in the choice. Don't take as long as I did. Don't wait until you feel ready. You won't. You won't ever feel ready. I still don't feel ready. Today is the only thing that you have. And whatever you do believe in, whatever that looks like, you know that you were meant for more. You have that slithering feeling every time you squish it down and think, ugh, why didn't I do it this time? Why don't I just give it? You hear those stories of people giving it everything that they have. And you think, man, I wish that was me. Why isn't it you? Because someone might hate you, someone might judge you, someone might say something terrible. Honey, they already are. You can't live your life in fear of something else. So today, on this beautiful Friday night, I want you to really think about that. I don't want you to wait as long as I did. Don't be afraid to be very unpopular. Anybody who does anything great ruffled some feathers. And you know it's sitting there. You can't get it off your mind. You shove it away every time you think about what you want. Maybe you don't even think about what you want anymore because you're just churning out the day-to-day. I get that. That's your coping mechanism. I get it. You don't want your life to be uncomfortable. But I promise it's way worse squashing yourself than possibly offending the person you're afraid of. You are loved by so many people. So I'm taking a stand for you because I know you're sitting there. Do it. I want you to be exactly the way you were designed for. It's scary. It absolutely is. But what's scarier is getting to the end and regretting that you didn't do it. What's scarier is thinking of all the people that needed you. But you just weren't ready yet. The people that need you, you're ready enough. Let me stand for you a little bit harder. Because I know what it's like to be scared. I know that first leap feels like you're jumping off a cliff. You won't splatter at the bottom. And I promise it's a lot scarier not doing it. I want you to go against the grain, to ask the questions that you've been holding back, and to do the thing that feels very unpopular. Because sometimes it does suck. Sometimes you want to throw up. But that doesn't matter. I want you to finally feel free. Live the life you were designed for today. I hope you have a wonderful night. I love you. And I think that's it. I don't know. I just love you. And I want you to be happy. I just want you to be happy. Have a wonderful, safe weekend, you guys. I love you. Mwah.